Hello everybody and welcome back to Mace Griffin. Well, last time we fought our way into a slave mine to rescue our pal Del Krugo. This time we are going to do more of the same. Well, at least we are going to see the depths of the slave mine and we are also going to finally see Del Krugo. I'm a bit careful here because the area ahead can be somewhat dangerous. There are a lot of enemies in tight quarters, so yeah, you know how it goes. I still love my BFG though. Well, on the other hand, I may not be the greatest shot with it. This would also have been a great moment to use the stun feature, but alas, I forgot. But rest assured that I'm going to show it off eventually. The only downside to the sonic cannon is how fast it goes through the ammo. I mean, yeah, it has to be balanced in a way, but come on, I was just having fun. Also, I love how Mace reloads this big ass gun with a tiny energy cell. Maybe that's why the ammo doesn't last so long. This area is also somewhat tricky to navigate, as we will see later. For now, we can safely follow our radar, but this won't be the case in a bit. And this is a prime spot for an ambush.
What was that?
They've retracted the exit gantry. You'll have to find another way out.
He was talking about the walkway that was just ahead of us. You can actually see how it swivels away, but the enemies around here prevented me from recording that. Hey guys, I killed the guards. You know you could pick up a weapon and help out? I mean, those picks look mighty sharp. May already be enough. No? Oh well. And this is the bridge that Connor was talking about. Let's look for another way around.
Cover me! That?
I left this bit in to show off that there are a couple of side corridors that you can explore. There is basically no real reason to do it except for getting some pickups. But on the other hand, picking off a few enemies around here will help me out later. And it also somewhat proves my point that this area isn't too easy to navigate, because yep, we just went full circle. But enough of that, let's continue. It has been quite a while since the game had us go through some water. There is nothing special about this though. Except that I kind of lost my orientation. A nice little design trick is that there is some steam coming out of the water where you have to go. During my practice run I learned that you can glitch through the level if you rub against the walls the right way here. But sadly I wasn't able to recreate it. It was pretty weird though, let me tell you. There is a group of caged ice beasts here and they will provide some backup commentary while I'm killing the enemies in this cavern. They do a pretty good job. I really thought that you could do something with the ice beasts, but as it seems, no. I tried poking around, but yeah, nothing happened. I hate it when games put an enemy at the top of a ladder. Really cheap.
Follow him!
Ranger, locate
was
the
that?
control room at the top of the mining rig. From there, you'll be able to open up the slave pens.
You guys came pretty close to dying, let me tell you. This is another of those high-density combat areas that this level has. It's not going to be immediately apparent, but we will fight a lot in this area. I love the disco death animation, it's pretty great. There are some snipers hidden in those bunkers, so I'm careful on my approach. Come on, show yourself. Ah, there we go. Well, time to make a charge. Luckily the first wave here is mostly composed of snipers, but they will quickly get more reinforcements.
Stay where you are! Where is the sucker?
No idea how he managed to sneak past me. Well, here's what you get. There will be nothing around the corner. What makes you think that there will be?
I know some things that you don't know.
I still love it when the shotgun plays out so perfectly. Lots of dudes in there. And you know what? I have the right tool for the job.
You're dead meat!
These guys also have the best room in the whole facility. Lots of food, drink and fresh gips. I have actually no idea what this area is supposed to be. I don't even know if we go through there. This, however, gives us a small sneak peek at the slave pens.
Ranger, the slavers have almost bypassed the jamming signal. Find Krugo ASAP.
Well, after pressing a button, it's time to backtrack. The clouds of purple mist are really good. It's like Jaldaris are just big space grapes to me with this gun. Okay, and now it's time for a real dick move. There is a rocket launcher guy lurking around this corner and he will shoot you in the face every time without fail. So fuck him. Well, that worked. Didn't really see that coming. And now we finally arrived at the slave pens. The Krugo is in here, but we have to unlock this cage first. Also, things in here are really sad. Which is to be expected, because this is actually a slave mine and not really a prison, as I was saying earlier. But this guy knows what's up. If you ever find yourself locked up, get buff, get ripped, get huge. I bet he takes everyone else's lunch money around here.
What took you so long?
You haven't changed. We better get moving. That doesn't sound good.
Stinking pigs! Kill them all! Open up those doors! I want this bounty hunter's head!
And that was our actual introduction to the head of the slave mine. You know, the one that Krugo was hunting in the first place. Oh man, Del Krugo just sprints away here, but you don't have to worry about him. He is immortal, at least for now. Be honest, you thought Del Kruger would get hurt or killed during this scene, right? Well, all that is happening is that this one guard provides a slight inconvenience for us. It's really nothing more. Also, since the warden is now hunting us, more enemies have spawned in this area. Sadly, the sonic cannon does not make the robots explode, but it at least kills them in 2 hits. Pretty convenient. As you can see, the corpses of the escaped slaves are still around. But don't worry, eventually we will make the warden pay for his crimes. And this is all we have to do to bypass this great obstacle in our way. And for some reason Del Krugo is now wounded. But he is actually still immortal, so don't worry. No idea why the transition places you in the air, but yep, it does.
They bypassed the jamming signal. Get to the cable car platform. I'll send a cart to pick you up.
Oh, what can we see there in the distance? A free ice beast chasing a poor prisoner. And I don't want to have any of that. Goodbye! Nah, just kidding. Of course we are going to look at it. The most ineffective ice beast in space history. A ricochet shot must have got him. I'm sorry, I tried this a couple of times and I never killed a prisoner before. I just wanted to help him, I swear. Anyway, I really have no idea if the ice beast turns on you if you kill the prisoner. Never really crossed my mind to try it out. When we earlier came through this area, we already got ambushed on this walkway, so guess what will happen now? And it's a kind of nasty ambush because there's like 3 or 4 guys on both sides. So it's a pretty good idea to hang back and make a trap of your own.
I've lost him!
And this particular section also took me a little bit of trial and error, because yep, there are many opportunities for you to die. Hey Krugo. Bye Krugo. It's great how Krugo just face tanks rockets on his way. One time he actually managed to kill the rocket launcher guy with the splash damage.
You gotta get back to the hangar. I won't be able to hold them off much longer.
And now it's time for another little ride. And the important thing about this is that Krugo has stopped being immortal. We have to deal with a bunch of rocket launcher dudes on the way, and this section is fairly difficult. You really have to be on the ball and kill them in quick succession, otherwise Krugo will eventually die to the splash damage. And of course you yourself can also die really easy. However, the one good thing about this is that you do not really have to hit the guys. It's enough if you land a rocket near them. The splash damage will still take them out. There are a few Jaldaris in that opening, but you move by them pretty fast, so yeah, I don't give a damn. And killing this group is pretty easy if you hit the right spot. No, almost. There we go. And now this ride is actually over. Well, not the ride itself, but the danger is over. So let me just speed this up to reach the end. Remember this area? We were here earlier before we took our ride on the cable car. Beautiful. Disco death! And after a quick detour for supplies where I somehow forgot where I had left medkits, I shoot Del Kruger in the face. Sorry, it was a mistake. I have been in Jaldari killing mode and I saw Jaldari when I came around the corner. And I was so proud that I managed to record this whole level without dying. Doing this also led me to discover a bug in this level, because if you respawn at this point, the Krugo script will actually break. Yep, he will not move to the door, no matter what I tried. Oh, this fucking game. Well, I had to jump back to an earlier checkpoint and had to do the kart ride with the Kruger a bunch of times again, because either he or I died to the fucking rockets. Connor gets drowned out by all the gunfire, but all that he is saying is that the slavers blocked our way again, so we have to look for another button. Mace Griffin, professional button pusher. Also at this point some of the slaves have joined the riot, so at least that's good, right? An interesting thing about the slaves is that they will actually go hostile on you if you kill some of them. I don't really know what's the exact trigger for it, but I've certainly seen it happen. And now I have to explain something. The bridge ahead of us will explode and will swivel down, and you have no chance to go through the other side in time. The game wants you to figure out that there is a small opening on the side that you can jump to, but it will also spawn groups of rocket launcher guys in your back that apparently don't ever seem to end, and yeah, it's pretty awful. I don't know, this part confused me a bit at first because I really couldn't figure out where the hole is that you have to jump into. And so I eventually came up with my own resolution for this. I'm going to show it off in a moment, but first I'm taking my one and only voluntary death to show off how the bridge is flapping away when you step onto it. And here come the rocket guys, right into my trap. But the game will spawn more of them, and as you can see, it's real easy to die here. So fuck it, here's my solution to this situation. Yep, it's as simple as that. I mean, really, fuck this bridge. Also, it's a bit hard to see, but the guy in black with the sniper rifle is actually Connor. Yes, he's helping us out, like a good bro. Oh well, we hardly knew ye. Sometimes those guys will run in a straight row, and I really hope that it would happen so that I can show off that the beam can actually pierce enemies. But alas, they didn't want to play ball.
Ranger, your friend's dead.
His death won't be in vain. Let's go.
Well, to be honest, he wasn't so much of a friend and more like an acquaintance. But in the end, he was shaping up to be a bro, so he will be sorely missed.
Now you die, bounty hunter. Slaver fighters. Just a bunch of weird hangers.
So hey, can you guess what's a really good idea to put at the end of this level? Huh? A super tough space battle. Yeah, it's not a good idea at all, let me tell you. This battle is fucking hard. There are a million of slaver fighters here, and they will shoot the shit out of you really fast. Not only with the lasers, but also with a bunch of rockets. Also, the ship of the Warden is kinda special. It's a custom Jaldari fighter with more shields and even more armor, and he's also very good at shooting you to pieces if you give him the chance. So yeah, the only way that I could beat this battle was by getting the fuck away from everything. I'm sorry, this is probably not very interesting to watch, but seriously, I wasn't able to beat this otherwise. I tried probably 20 times or something like this, and I'm not kidding. But every time when I tried to do it legit, it ended with me having like 6 healths and still a third of the fighters to deal with. Yeah, that was not fun. And as said before, I think it's a shitty idea to put a tough space battle at the end of a tough and long level. I mean, by now your tolerance for this level should have been at max, so really there is no reason to drag it out even longer. And that's basically everything that this space battle is, dragging it out. But hey, at least I can show off that the space isn't infinite around you. If you fly too far, the game will give you a warning, and if you do not heed the warning, it will actually turn you around. There is nothing you can do about that. But yeah, this is sure a space battle. I'm sorry, I don't really have much to say about this. I mean, the only mildly interesting thing about this is that the Warden has a somewhat different ship. It looks the same, but it performs better. But if you kill him, you don't get any lines or other reactions. So yeah, I won't blame you if you skip ahead a bit to the end of this battle, because that's what I'm pretty much going to do right now during my commentary recording. Fuck it. And here is the ship of the Warden. You can tell by it having red propulsion instead of green. It's extra evil. Yep, as said, nothing special happens when you kill the Warden. Pretty disappointing.
splice Jaldari, a beacon, and human DNA. Why, I have no idea. Also, there were multiple references concerning a Sevron Barbo. Whoever he is, he's gone missing, and they're desperate to find him. I contacted my sources, and they've managed to track him down to an abandoned settlement in the Idaho asteroid cluster. I'm on my way there now. Can you join me?
No problem.
I've downloaded the coordinates to your ship's computer. I'll see you there.
Krugo, we've got to make a slight detour.
And apparently Krugo is cool with it. Well, in the thread I already said that Senator Schmidt will follow up on what happened in the research lab. However, he didn't really tell us anything that we couldn't gather ourselves. Well, at least we now have a new name that we can hunt down in search of answers, I guess. There are only 3 chapters left, and all of them contain the explanation and plot that we have all been looking forward to. At least I hope that some of you have been looking forward to find out what's the story behind this game. Well, you're going to. See you next time. Bye bye.